Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is our migraine strategy call day. I'm just jumping on Facebook on my phone here to make sure that we are live and up and running. Amazing. We are. I think I just switched my headphone. 1 second. Live and up and running. Too many buttons, too many things to do at once. Okay, there we go. We are on, we are live. Jenny, can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up to make sure I didn't screw up my volume. Amazing. All right, everybody, I'm Debbie Waidl. I am your certified functional migraine health coach specialist, here to help you find your migraine freedom without having to use pills, quick fixes, risky surgeries, and having to live day to day just wondering when that next migraine is coming. This group is all about taking action. It's not about coming into this group just to read a bunch of posts and just to see what's going on. This group is all about action, taking the steps that you need to get to your root cause so that you can get your life back. So every Tuesday, we come to you live at 12 p.m. Eastern time to bring you trainings and to bring you hope. And today, Jenny has joined us to bring you hope. Hi, Jenny. How you doing today?
Great. I'm so glad to be here.
Well, we are thrilled to have you here. So Jenny is a graduate of one of our programs that we use to work with women to help support their migraine freedom. Jenny is a graduate of the Freedom From Migraine Method program. And just a little bit about Jenny so that you know who you're listening to today on this amazing interview. Jenny lives in Wisconsin with her wonderful husband of 20 years, Chris, and her darling daughter, Ellie. Is that right?
Yes.
Amazing. And I think Ellie's kind of like the same as my daughter, Samantha, where she's home part of the time, but off at college part of the time. So, you know, we get those little glimmers. We love it when they're home. Though actually my daughter's graduated. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm like thinking she's going back to school in September. That's how my daughter was. She just graduated college. Can you tell I don't want her to grow up?
Yeah.
But Jenny loves art. We were just talking about interior design and how much Jenny loves that. And she was lucky enough to design this beautiful home that she's in right now with her husband about a year ago. And Jenny said she was a little upset when the project was done because you enjoyed the creating of it so much. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like torture to me. But anyway, Jenny suffered with chronic migraines for 50 years and is now living with a massive reduction in that by reducing inflammation. And her life, as she said, is drastically so much better than it was 16 weeks ago. And she's excited to keep every single day improving on her overall health to keep reaching that goal of that migraine freedom. So again, Jenny, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your time with everyone in the group.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Debbie. Once you experience this kind of relief, you just want to share it. And there is no better place to share it than somewhere where people totally understand what you were going through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you ladies are so kind about coming on and sharing your story. That's why we've been so fortunate to have so many events like this every Tuesday. And I think it's really important that women know that their circumstances are not unique. So let's jump right into it. So how about, Jenny, you fill us in on kind of what happened those 50 years. You had migraines for 50 years. What was your experience like? And what did you try over that time to try to end your pain on your own?
Well, as soon as I could talk, basically, my mom says that I would say my head hurt. And, then going into elementary school, first, and I remember in third grade, my bus driver would, instead of dropping me off at the bus stop, he would stop in front of my house so that I could run in the house and throw up. I'm sure he did not want me up on his bus. So that was the year that I now realized I got my first abortive medications. And this was back in the 70s. And so I had a little pill that I took when the headache started, half hour later and a half hour later. And I specifically remember they did not work. then, you know, my life has just gone on, and it has continued. Different times were worse than other times. My 30s were particularly bad. My late 40s, and now I'm in my 50s. And I remember my grandma telling me, because this is hereditary, it runs in my family. So my grandma had them, my aunts all had them. And my grandma said, once you go through menopause, it's going to get better. Well, I'm through menopause and it's not better. So I started like, well, I don't have that hope anymore. And I've tried a million different things. I made a list of the things I tried because I thought people could probably.
Yeah, let's hear them. I'm just checking the comments while you're talking. So let's hear them all.
Okay. So I have, in the last 50 years, I have tried, and let me just say, I try these things for 5 minutes. I am like pretty dedicated while I try them. So I was always looking for the magic bullet, and I tried massage, acupuncture, chiropractic, laser therapy. I've had 5 different neurologists. I've had prescription preventative meds, Botox. I've had this thing that I couldn't find the name of, but they stuck something up both sides of my nose and froze up here in my nose. Very painful, didn't work. Eating green apples, preventative oral medications, abortive meds, 16 to 20 over-the-counter medications per day I was taking when I started this program, and for a long time before that. In my 30s, I also remember a time I would be taking 5 extra strength Excedrin at one time. I have gone vegan. I have gone gluten-free. I was gluten-free before this program for 6 years. I've gone sugar-free. I haven't had a drink in 17 years because it always gives me a headache. I've done meditation, yoga, exercise, no exercise, monthly injections, supplements. My doctor most recently put me on, before this program, an injection. Then, since the injection wasn't working that well anymore, take two Nurtec every day for 2 weeks after the injection, then get the next injection. Then I could barely keep it straight. I have tried talk therapy, EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, and a 4-week detox. So that's my list. I'm sure all of you can relate to many, many things on that list, and know how frustrating it is when they don't work.
All right, let's take a moment to let that absorb. So I challenge anyone who is watching right now to let me know something that you've tried that Jenny hasn't tried. I'd like to hear what that is. Because man, that was a list. I started counting and then I stopped counting how many things were on there. And that's, let's think about it. It's been 50 years. So it's not shocking that you've tried all these things, because we do grasp at straws, right? We're like, okay, I've gone to the doctor, what's he going to tell me this time? Every 6 months you go back begging, pleading, saying, this isn't working. And Jenny, I'm sure you felt the same way, but when I was in pain, I literally would have tried anything, which is why I laughed at the apples.
Yeah.
Because if someone told me to eat steak every single day and that's all I could eat, I would have done it. And I'm betting somebody on here has, whether it's, I think rosemary was like the big one, right? That was in the group, I think about 6 months ago. Somebody posted rosemary's the cure, so take rosemary every day. And this isn't knocking rosemary. It's not knocking steak. It's not knocking apples. They're all great things, but they're not the cure to migraines.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I mean, that was the thing that, when I decided to do the program, when I got on the call with you, and I decided right away, I think I decided before I even talked to you, but the thing that made so much sense to me about this program was that it wasn't one thing. It wasn't one thing that we were going to do that you were promising this would end our migraines. It was a slew of things that we were going to be working on in a very specific order. And these things all made sense to me. It's just that I was thinking I had to find the one magic thing. And it isn't one magic thing. It's a lot of things together that bring your inflammation down and heal you. And the thing I will also say is that not only will this program heal your migraines if you work the program, you do the work and you take the time to do it slowly and gradually, but it will heal your body in so many ways. You will feel so much different. I feel so much different than I have in I don't know how long, because I never really knew what it was like to have energy, to get good sleep, you know, just to be feeling my best on any one day. And now I know.
So many women say to me when I do jump on a breakthrough call with them that they just want to get their life back.
Yeah.
But you just made a really good point. You had migraines so young, you didn't know what a normal life was.
Right. I still am in awe. I'm still in disbelief, and on a daily basis, really. And my husband is too. He can't, you know, he's never known me to be any different than this person who was on the couch all the time, napping all the time, taking so much medication. And he was so used to saying, well, I can do this by myself if you want me to. And now when I'm like, I'll go along, we're both like, oh, that's right.
Yeah. I was just going to say, tell us a little bit how your life is different, because over the last month, I've been watching your Facebook page.
Oh yeah.
Totally different than when you started. You know, do you mind sharing a couple of the things that you've done over the last few weeks that you never would have been able to do before?
No, I would be glad to. And specifically because this is summer, it's even more amazing to me. I'm definitely a winter girl. I love the cold. I love being outside. That's always worked better for my head. The summer and the heat has never worked well. And this summer, I have just been able to do, my husband and I have been able to do so many things. And we have done goat yoga. We have gone to the sunflower field and cut sunflowers and taken pictures on a pretty hot day, I will add. On that same day, we ate outside for dinner on a patio, which my husband loves to do and I can never do, because between the light and the heat and I don't know, someone smoking, you know, all those things, in the past, I couldn't take the risk. And now I'm like, I can do it. And it's amazing, really. And I'm up in the morning. I mean, this is so different too. I'm up in the morning and I have all these things that I do now, and I'm flexible. Like I don't have to do everything specifically, but I know what I need to do to take care of myself. And I get up and I do it and I feel good. And then I can go on to do other things where in the past, let's say I exercised a little, I'll probably be napping for 2 or 3 hours after that. And now it's not like that. And at night, I love to go do things at night now where I didn't before. We have tickets to see a comedian at the state fair tomorrow night. And I am telling you, like, I haven't bought tickets for something like that in years and years, because I just knew I'd be miserable. If I could go, by the end of it, I would just be miserable. And now I'm fully confident it's going to be a great time.
So you're actually able to plan things.
Yes. Yeah. And buy tickets.
I absolutely love that, because I think, again, that's something we hear so often is that, you know, if I'm going to do anything, I have to decide last minute.
Exactly.
I have to wait to see how I feel. I literally I can't buy a plane ticket to go to a wedding. There's no way I'm buying concert tickets, or I'm not telling, you know, so-and-so I can go to a graduation party. So to be able just to do that and plan, that's so great. And I love the fact too, that even though you said there are things that you do, right? You know, you went through the program, there are things that you've changed in your life. There are things that you will do on a daily basis, or at least a few days a week now, like exercise, making sure that's a priority, and sleep. You still listed off a ton of things that you still have time for.
Yeah.
So it's not like your new lifestyle, it's not all consuming then. Like, no. It's not like you don't have 15 things you have to do just to be migraine free.
Not at all. And you know, I'm at home, but if I weren't at home, I could still do the things that I do. Like on days where like last Saturday, we got up early and we went to a flea market and we wanted to be there by 8 o'clock. well, I can get up, I can do the things I need to do. I do my workout. I can do everything I need to do before we had to leave at like 7:30 before that. So it's not that much. It's just that in the past, I didn't know what to do. And I have always been good, honestly, at like taking time for myself, but I didn't know what to do with the time that I took for myself. And now I know how to use that time in a way that makes me the healthiest. And the other thing I would say is that when I started, I really thought I thought I knew everything about headaches. I thought, how can I learn things that I don't already know to do? And if I made a list of the things I do differently now, my list would be, honestly, it would be more than 100 things that I do differently. They aren't big things, but they're things that have definitely restored my health.
Well, and you kind of brought this up before, right? It's not one thing. Yeah. So there isn't like this one big thing, and that's what we want. And I'm just going to pick on diet because that's typically where everybody goes, right? If I find the right diet, I'm going to have migraine freedom. If I work with a nutritionist, if I work with a dietitian, if I do I won't list names of books, but, there's lots of books out there that have a certain diet. If you do those, everyone thinks they're going to be migraine free. And while diet's important, and Jenny can attest that we work on diet, we work on the foods that's right for you, figuring out what's right for Jenny, what's right for Debbie, what's right for each person, not the one plan that's right for everybody. So we do work on diet. But the other thing is, there's so many other areas. So if we just work on diet, Jenny's not going to get migraine freedom. It's not going to happen. But we don't have to overhaul your whole diet. I think Jenny can at least attest to the fact that you don't walk away eating cardboard.
Right.
You can still eat food that you like.
And you said something in the beginning of the program that was so helpful for me to reframe, because I think a lot of us are all or nothing people. And then, that leads to, well, I can't do it all, so I'm going to do nothing eventually. Yeah. And I didn't want that to happen. And you said, we're going to restrict as little as possible so that if we need to go back and restrict more later, we can always do that. But to start out, let's just as we can. And that has really, for me, kept it, the food portion of it so doable. And it's a really good, solid program that I really see being able to just use the things I've learned for the rest of my life.
And that's the goal. The goal is not to ever work with someone just for 4 months and say, okay, now go on your merry way. Your migraines may come back. It's to give you the tools. You actually, I have the program, the foundation, but you create the program that fits for you. Every woman walks away with a different program, and I know I said that on the last interview as well, but I think it's really important for everyone to hear that the Freedom from Migraine method, one of the ways we work with women is a foundational approach that we help you tailor to fit you. That's why it works. Yeah. Versus going to a nutritionist that's just trying to help you in the same way she helps everyone else, or a dietitian that gives you the same food plan that everyone else is following. That doesn't work. You tried that, right? You tried that for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't do any good. You got Angela watching, you've got Melissa watching. Oh, Melissa's crying happy tears for you. Well, thank you everyone for joining and watching. Give us a little love. Let us know if you have a question below for Jenny as we finish up here. We would love to hear your comments and how you're doing. And again, let us know all the crazy things that you have tried over the years. I have my list. My list is not as long as Jenny's, I readily admit that, but we all have that list that we can write out of everything that we've tried and spent money on and, put our hope into, right? So every single time you try something, not only does it cost you money, but it costs you emotionally. Yeah. How did it feel to try this and not have that cost you in that same way?
I mean, it's amazing. It's still, like I said, it's unbelievable to me every day that this is working. Not only is it working and I feel amazing, but I know I can even feel better. Like I'm going to keep on working this program, even though I've graduated, so I can get to my optimal place. I had a lot of healing to do coming into this. And so I need time to keep on healing, but I can't even imagine how great I'm going to feel when, let's say in 6 more months or whatever it takes to really kind of continue reducing my inflammation. But in the meantime, I don't have to struggle with headaches while I'm trying to do that. And I'm so grateful for that. And, for me, it was kind of a no-brainer because I was going to the emergency room for headaches at least once a year, which cost each time more than this program costs. So I really had nothing to lose in trying the program. And gosh, my husband said it's the best money we've ever spent. Aww. So 20 years. So that's pretty good.
I would say that's pretty good. I would say that is. Yeah. And I don't know if everyone thinks of it that way, when they pop on a call with myself or a member of the team, first of all, what we do when you get on that call is just to see if we can help. If we can't, we make sure we put you in contact with someone that can, because there are some people, especially if you have like true cluster headaches, the truthful definition of cluster headaches, that's, a subject of people that we can't work with, you need different professional help. But anyway, we make sure we can help you. Then we figure out how. And then it's really up to you. If we can give you that tool and that way to be able to help, then everyone else needs to take that next step. So Jenny obviously took it, and she's here to share with you that next step worked for her so that you can have hope. So in that token, Jenny, is there anything else that you would like to share with these women to really help them have that hope? Because I think that is the piece that we lose the most. Yeah, we lose money. Yes, we lose time, when we have a migraine, but we literally lose hope that anything can change. So how do we give these women that hope back?
I guess, I didn't have much hope. I will be honest. I didn't have much hope coming in, because 50 years is a long time when you don't for your life. It's very hard. I remember in one of the mindset calls, Erin asked us to write down the things that we would want to do if we didn't have to worry about headaches. And I couldn't even think of what the possibilities were, because I was so kind of mired in my misery. And, I just think that now, the hope I want to give you is now, I'm 56. I just turned 56, and people in my family live a long time. And I think I could live 50 more years without headaches. And to me, that is unbelievable and amazing, and like the biggest gift I and my family could have ever received. So
I love that.
You can do it.
I absolutely love that, because we have to remember that we have so much more life to live.
Yeah.
So much more. Whether you're going to be like Jenny and I'm living to over 100, I'm going to be that old lady on the beach doing yoga and then sitting in my chair sipping my Mai Tai or whatever I want to. That's going to be me. But we got to stop wasting time, right? We wasted enough time with migraines, and it just breaks my heart when I talk to someone and they're like, I'm just going to try doing it on my own for a little while longer. Or I really can't afford to spend that money on myself, and then I see on Facebook 3 weeks later, they bought their kid a new car, or they went on vacation, or, but they were miserable, right? They were miserable the whole time they were on vacation because they were in pain, or they did the house remodel and they can't enjoy it. So, please listen to these stories, watch these stories. If you have questions of these ladies, please ask them. They do this out of the kindness of their heart. They're here speaking live, so that I can't edit what they say, speaking from the heart, because I think it's important, right? Usually something crazy happens in the background, so you guys know for sure I'm doing it live, like the tech doesn't work or the dog starts barking, but he's sleeping now on the floor, so he's not being very helpful today, but you can see, we are live. You can see the little button. So, all right, well, let's honor everyone's time. We've got, we might have a question. Hold on, let me check that before we finish up here.
One more.
Yeah. Did you find opposition in your medical docs? Did your doctors give you a hard time for doing this program?
So,
should I try to answer that one for you to save you?
so that is the truth. I haven't told any of them. And my neurologist, I will see again in 2 months, but I was on a 6-month thing. So I didn't see her in the meantime. So that's where I'm at. I'm not on any other medications except migraine medication. So I didn't have health concerns besides the migraines. So I just felt like I'm just going to do this.
There you go. And I'll answer just to keep us all legal. Obviously, everything we're saying here today, you should consult your doctor if you make any changes. You know, all of our advice is for educational purposes only. So we do highly recommend in the Freedom from Migraine method that you do have a doctor that you can consult with if you need to. It's 100% up to you, obviously, at the end of the day. But what I would have to say is if you spoke with your doctor and your doctor is not happy about you making positive changes to your health, you need to remember your doctor works for you. You don't work for your doctor. You can go find a new doctor, which I have in the past. And the reason I found a new doctor was because my doctor wasn't open to listening to the changes that I wanted to make, to a different way. You know, they were very set in their medication way, which please remember that every single doctor makes money off of every prescription that they write, off of every injection that they give, and off of every doctor's visit. That's just the way it works. You know, it's not to pick on the doctor. That's the way our medical system in the United States, that's how it works. I know the NHS is a little different, Canada's a little different, but that's how it works here. So they're not taught how to end your pain. They're taught how to manage it. So I think conventional doctors are amazing. I think we need them, but I also think that everyone should have some form of a coach that's helping them get to the root cause of what's going on while they're using their doctor for blood work, for keeping track of, you know, major things that are going on, and just kind of for being there as part of the whole big picture. So I hope that answers the question. Let me know if it didn't. But I think it's very important to have a health team with you being in the lead. Jenny is number one in her health team. I'm number one in my health team. And then the doctor should, you know, and the doctor and your other health people should be underneath that. So, all right, Jenny, any last words of wisdom, any last words that you want to say to these amazing ladies that are watching this call today and on the replay?
I just want to say, when you mentioned, you know, you might think, oh, I really got to get this car for my kid, or we got to take a good vacation, or whatever it is. If you asked my 19-year-old daughter what would be the best gift she could get, it was getting me in this new person that I am. She just loves it, and she mentions it all the time, and she's so proud of me. And I just really think the next vacation that we go on is going to be a totally different vacation than we've ever had before. And she's going to love that. My husband's going to love that better than any gift I could give them.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself, you know, but we all get caught up in that, right? The birthday gifts, the college gifts, the Christmas gifts, the giving our kids everything they want, making the house look beautiful, to keep up with the Joneses. But at the end of the day, if you don't feel like you and you're not enjoying it, then your family's not enjoying it either.
Yeah. Yep.
They're just not. Oh, that was wonderful. Well, I can't thank you enough for being here today. It has been a pleasure. I could keep talking to you for hours. But I'll honor your time. I'll honor everyone else's time. But thank you again so much for being here. If anyone has any questions for myself or for Jenny, feel free to tag us in this video. Let us know. Jenny also wrote up a wonderful little explanation of everything that she's done through her migraine journey. So I'm going to make sure that we add that to this video as well, so you can read that later for those that prefer to read versus the audio. And we will be back here next Tuesday, excuse me, for a wonderful interview with Kathy. Her story is amazing. Excuse me. Her story is amazing as well. So make sure you don't miss Kathy's call next week, Catherine's call next week, excuse me. And everyone, please honor yourselves today in whatever way, shape, or form you have to do that. You are 100% worth it. You do not need to live a life with migraines. And here is to your migraine-free day. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for coming. Take care.
Thank you.